Hey, class. I wanted to start off by apologizing about how crazy it has been to set everything up. Um, I know that it's stressful the first week of class, getting into the groove of things, and setting things up definitely did not help. Um, Last semester, I did things a little bit differently, and it was smoother to get things set up, but it took, I don't think it was as good in the long run. And so I know that this is frustrating. I'm personally incredibly frustrated and have spent many, many, many hours trying to troubleshoot things. Um, but I promise you, it's going to be good in the long run. It's going to be so nice. Um, so, yeah, I am sorry. Thing two, I have been hitting my head against a brick wall with this setup, and I've decided to take a different approach. And I tested it tonight, and it worked. So I decided to make a video installing things. So if you are already running things and it's working and everything is great, then you can turn off the video. This is for those of you who are still having a hard time getting things set up. I'm going to show you a different approach that hopefully will work. As far as your Python assignment goes this week, use Visual Studio Code and just make the Python assignment. You should have no problems doing that. The issues everyone has been running into has been the C++ setup. So Python, you don't need a compiler, you don't need CMake, you don't need any of that junk. You just need Visual Studio Code, and you need to have Git and Python installed. You do those things, you can go to GitHub and clone the repository, and you'll have no problems. So for this first week, just do that. For next week and going forward, and assuming you're one of those students who's having troubles installing things, that is what this video is for, okay? So, before I told you, download Visual Studio Code, not Visual Studio. And I said the reason why is Visual Studio Code is a lightweight text editor, and it's a lot easier to navigate. That is true. However, it is a lot more manual setting things up, and it's proven to be very, very difficult. So we're going to go a different approach. We're going to download Visual Studio, which is an IDE. Now, Visual Studio is beefier. It takes more memory. There's way more features to get lost in. It's not as intuitive to navigate. However, it's a breeze to set up. It's like a couple clicks of a button. So, and also, I use Visual Studio at work every day. It is built on the .NET framework. So if you guys want to be developers in your career, it is good to learn Visual Studio. So this will also prove good or prove useful in your careers. So what we're going to do is we're going to Google Visual Studio. Now, if you've already tried installing things like a compiler, like Visual Studio Code and CMake and all that junk, don't worry about deleting it. You guys can delete it if you would like, but don't stress about that, okay? You don't need to clean your machines. Just start at this step. Google Visual Studio Download. In fact, I'm going to type it right here. Visual Studio Download. Now remember, we're doing the opposite. It's not code, it's Visual Studio. So that's Visual Studio Code. You don't want that. You want this, Visual Studio 2022 IDE. Click that. You're going to want the Community Edition. Professional Enterprise costs money. Community is free. Hit Community. It's going to get you this little installer. Click on the installer. It takes a little bit of time to install, so I already did that. So I'm just going to show you a screenshot here. See if I can pull it up. Right here. Okay. All right. So after you do the installer, you're going to see something like this. You might need to scroll down a little bit. But you're going to want to check the box that says Desktop Development with C++. Notice how CMake is in here. That's what we want. So check this box, then navigate over to the right. You might need to scroll down. It should already be checked, but make sure C++ CMake Tools for Windows is checked. If you're on Mac, I'm assuming it's all going to be very, very similar. Um, I doubt it will say for Windows though, but you still want to make sure you have CMake and you have this checked. Okay, install while downloading is fine, and then you want to click install, and that's going to take a little bit of time. So let it install. I mean, it's 10 gigabytes. It's a beefy boy. Once you do that, this will pop up, and you can modify, launch, or more. So let's hit launch, and this is going to pull up. Sign in, create account, or skip. You can skip this for now. I like going dark mode. Doesn't matter what you guys want to do though. And then you can close out the installer. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So notice that you're going to see something like this. You're going to want to clone a repository. Okay? It's going to want to know a repository location. This is where you go to GitHub. I mean, this is where you would grab your repository, right? You would accept the solution, whatever. So I'm just going to click on one of my repositories I already have. I'm going to go to code. I'm going to go to copy. Open this up. You're going to paste this. Now, this is the default path it chooses for you. This is where it's going to save things. It's going to be users, your name, source, repos, and then it's going to create a folder. You can save it wherever you would like. I'm actually going to go to desktop. Notice that when I go to desktop, the local path is not valid. Please specify an empty folder on your local machine. It just wants to have an empty folder that can put all the source files in. So you can just put backslash and you can name it whatever you want, right? It can be in your CS10 or 1410 folder, and then it can be like week 1 assignment, whatever. Name it whatever you want. Okay. Once you do that, you're going to hit clone. And it's going to take a minute to load. Okay. Go away. You can exit out all this stuff. I don't care. You see it says folder view. You're going to click on that. And that is going to take you to a setup that looks something like this. And you can exit out of that. We don't care. Okay. Now, the first time you hit... Oh, no, this one worked for me. Good. You may need to set up your path. If that is the case, you're going to want to right-click, and you're going to want to go to Configure Tasks. Not Configure Tasks. It's going to be Workspace Settings. Not going to be Workspace Settings. Oh, switch to CMake Targets view. That's what I did, yes. And then you're going to right-click on the project, and then you're going to delete cache and reconfigure. Yes. There you go. Perfect. And that gave us our executables, and it gave us our little text file. And you'll notice up here it has a little executable for you to run. And you're going to run it. And it's going to throw a little terminal. And this is my program I wrote. So this is the program you guys are going to be doing next week. So there you go. There you go. So much easier to set up. Once again, reach out to me if you're running into troubles. But this is so much easier to set up. Oh, important. You still need to be able to commit your changes and to push back up to your repos. So to do that, you're going to want to hit Git, and then you're going to want to hit commit or stash, right? Because you're going to commit your changes. That's going to bring this up. You're going to have to write your message. Then you're going to need to stage your changes. So under changes here, this is every folder and every single file that was changed just now. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit this plus button. You hit your plus button, the pipe has been ended. I don't know what that means. Please hold. I'm going to exit out and pull it back up. Oh, wrong thing. I don't want Visual Studio Code. I want Visual Studio. See, there's a difference. Visual Studio. Let's open my project or solution. Put on the desktop. That's the one. Beautiful. Okay, configure your username and email address before committing changes. So you want to click. Okay, you're gonna want to click this, and you're gonna want to put your name, and then whatever you can put whatever email you want. I'm gonna put. Yeah, I'm gonna put my school email. Save. There we go. Now you type this in. Now you can commit all. What does that mean? Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, let me do this. Okay. So I made some changes here. Now I'm going to go to Git. I'm going to go to commit or stash. Right here, stage changes. There we go. It just got mad at me because I didn't actually do any changes before. That's why I was saying the pipe has ended. So you actually have to do some changes, commit the changes, and then you're going to want to push those changes. Okay, initiating push, writing objects. Might take a minute because I have a big program that it's writing. Perfect. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my web browser, refresh my page. If you go into the source and notice that somewhere I thought I wrote my changes. Oh yeah, here. Right here is where I put my comment. So, hope that helps. Once again, reach out. Please try this first. If you made an appointment with me or you still need to meet with me, you are more than welcome to do so. I do ask that you download and install this first, just because it takes a little bit of time. And then if you still need help, I'm happy to help. But good luck, guys. So sorry for the headaches. I've been feeling it too, but it's nowhere but up from here. Thanks. Have a good night.